Uh, I remember that we talked about should, could, can, like social models.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think yesterday we talked about suggestions, advice,
Warning,
warning, good.
obligation,
Ah, we added that one.
necessity, and prohibition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I want you to notice that these are not just words, but functions. And this is going to be important later. I was just teaching the TOEFL. These are actually functions. Like it's more than just a word. Like it means something socially, right? You can also, things that are in social modals, which are a little different, are going to be things like requests, right? How do you ask for something? Like, how do you ask someone for money and manage that relationship? If someone is bothering you because they're like, la, 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 and you want to say, shut up, but you can't say cállate. You have to know how to write. That's why they call these social modals. So you can be, educated. Okay, we're going to start with some scenes, with some situations. Give me just one moment. Okay, we're going to talk about world leaders, like world leaders. Or should we talk about world leaders? Yeah. Let's talk about Or maybe I'll do best bosses. I don't know. Is your boss there? I don't want to get you in trouble. You'd be like, oh. Thank you for your patience. I am getting faster. Question. What are some things, when I say a great boss or leader, what comes to mind? What comes to mind? Or who?
A great leader, listen
Mm-hmm.
and accept uh, his mistakes.
Awesome. Totally. Yeah, you can't be so terco, stubborn. You have, yeah, totally. Accept responsibility if you make a mistake. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally. What else?
Teach to other people.
You have to be a teacher. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those are good examples.
A great leader work with 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 team.
Mm. works well with others, or works well on a team, works well in a team, works well on a team, we would say. Works well on a team. We would say works well with others.
Okay. Mm,
Let me ask, let me write a couple here.
what is wealthy?
Rich, affluent.
Okay.
Okay, so here we have I'm getting faster. I'm getting faster. I suffer from. Oh, okay, good. Now, so we want to talk about modals now, and I want to give you some options. Okay, we're going to start. We're going to start with these. And we're going to look at these one by one. And I want to know, which modal do you think? So for the first one, knows how to teach.
Sure.
Okay. Now, one quick thing I want to note: a best boss is a great leader is a third person. O sea, he, she, it. Okay?
Okay.
And if it is he, she, and it, then it's going to have an S, right? But when you put the modal, you eliminate this S. So he or she should know. It is not necessary shoulds or should knows. It's just should know. And I'll even put a he or a she. He or she should. Faster, profe, faster. Bam. And I'll put it in a different color. Get faster, get faster. So he or she should know. And that's the same with all the modals. All the modals. It's not should to be, will to be, can to be, must to be, nada.
Okay.
Except for this excepción, que es inglés, and it has to, but todo va juntos with has to. Has to has it too. Okay, so now I just want to hear your ideas. Now that you know how to use the grammar, now that you're an expert, now I just want to hear your ideas.
Okay. He, she has um, has to accept responsibility for mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's about the same as must. So has to and must are pretty close to the same. So has to. Okay, so you're saying it's necessity, like they have to. O sí, o sí.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who does not take responsibility cannot be a good leader. Right?
Right.
That's what you're saying. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Because these modals insinuate, they speak to people. You know, they say your opinions. Social modals, oh my goodness. Social modals, get this, get this, get this. Reveal the attitude of the speaker. And the better you get with modals, you can tell if people are lying. You can. Like Sherlock, you'll be like, oh yeah, I might. Hey, do you want to come to the party? Yeah, I'll come to I'll try to come to the party. Yeah, I might come. I might be there. No, you won't. Right.
Right.
And so really, you'll see it reveals the attitude of the speaker. Okay, let's keep going. Work spell on a team.
Should he, she should work well on a team?
Good. And so you're saying it's probably a good idea, but it's possible that you could possibly be a good leader and an introvert, and not, it's possible to be a good leader, but it's probably that's what you're saying, right?
Right.
Good, because this modal expresses all of that information in just one little tiny word. Expresses your opinion. Okay, next one.
I have a question. When I should use must?
Bum, 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 bum. Question form. When should I use? Could you repeat the question?
When should I use must?
Has to is more common than must.
Okay.
And that's a great question. And I don't want to inventar una regla, okay? Do you know what profes do? They make rules and they say shit, or the book says that you use could when X. And that's not how language works. So in fact, I'm going to take just 1 second and you and me are going to ask that great question. You sound like you're getting a master's degree in linguistics. When should I use it? That's a great question. So we're going to go to the database. This is the Brigham Young University. We're going to go to the American English, which is the COCA, but not that type of COCA. This is the corpus of American English. And I'm going to put, when do I use must? I'm going to put must plus verb must verb. What? I already have my name. Oh, this is stupid. This is stupid. Log in. Just let me do it. This is taking like a whole minute. And a minute when you're teaching online is like forever. It's like an eternity. Okay. It was worth it. Valió la pena. It was worth it. Okay. Usually, that's so. Let's look at your question. How are people using must? Well, number one, mira, número uno is must be. So how do people use must? Well, they're telling people that you must be. Like you must be substantial, you must be transparent, it must be accurate, right? It must be done. Must be reviewed. A lot of this is passive voice. Oh my goodness, we haven't done passive voice yet. But a lot of it is must be. Okay, and it's must be. Okay, it makes sense. It's must be is number one because it can be also passive voice. But let's just continue with our lesson. Must have, must do, must say, must go, must take, must make. Okay, and we'll take a picture of these so that you know how must is used. You must understand. That's so social. Oh, but darling, you must understand him. And now let's put has to. And it could be have to, but let's talk he or she. And here we go. Now, a lot of these are the same. Have to do, have to go, have to say. A lot of these are very close. Oh, mira las cosas that you have to do. You have to pay bills. You have to deal with it.
To pay.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And I'll take a picture of these. So these are some of the things that you have to do. You have to stop. You have to change. He has to keep. Mm-hmm. And let's do one more. Let's see what it looks like if it's have. Look, you still have the same ones. Have to go, have to say.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Look at this. Have to have. Be careful. Have to have. Tener que tener. In English, it sounds good. You have to have $50 in order to enter. Ooh, I have to tell you something. Ooh, you have to look at it. Oh, you have to wait. Oh, you're going to have to pay. You have to make money. You have to take me to dinner or else I won't. I don't know. You have to say goodbye. Right? So here we have.
Right.
I'll send you the most frequent ones.
But
so,
both are like obligation.
Yes.
Okay.
They're both obligation, but even though they're technically the same, so technically they both mean obligation, but it's como lo usamos in the community. And you can see they're pretty similar. A lot of them are very, very similar. but there might be just I think has to is more common. So look here at the numbers. Must do is 2502. Have to do is way more.
Yeah.
Has to do is even competing. So I think we can see that have to is more common. And words that use must are usually in dichos or refranes. Like, like must include. That's going to be something escrito en muchos documentos. You know, it must include X, like un documento. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for your wonderful question. You would make a great linguist. You could get your master's degree in linguistics, and it gets way more complicated. Oh my God. But that's a great question. But what we see is that profe se inventan vainas. They'll be like, well, must es como no sé qué. Yeah, no. Let's look at the data. All right. It's your turn again.
She or he should be well educated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There are good leaders that are not that didn't go to school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's possible.
He or she has to be flexible and open to new ideas.
I think so. I agree. I mean, it's possible, but like, no.
He or she I don't remember what is healthy.
Money.
Wealthy.
Like
money.
Yeah, I mean, come from money. Like your parents were rich. Their parent, you know, like you come from money.
He or she could be wealthy. I don't know.
Could be wealthy. That's an option. I would also, yeah, could be wealthy is like maybe yes, maybe no.
Yeah.
And if you said should be, do you see the difference between could and should? Should is like they should. I think that they should, in my opinion. But could is no opinion. It's like maybe yeah, maybe no. I don't know.
Yeah, should is like necessary.
It's what you think is best. It's your opinion. Another option here could be doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to be wealthy. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The next, he or she could have a family.
Mm-hmm.
Could have a family. What means military background?
Like was in the army before. Like served in the army.
Okay. He or she could have military background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, in a modern day society, yeah, hopefully. In some places, in some countries, like you have to be a general, you know. But
Oh, yeah.
hopefully no, but hopefully in a democracy, like hopefully not.
Hmm. The next, he or she doesn't have to use power.
Did you say doesn't have to?
Yeah.
So with your statement, you are basically saying, here's what, because you know how it says reveal the attitude of the speaker? You are revealing that your opinion is, that's what you're saying.
Mm. But,
That's what
but
you're.
why?
I don't know why. Because he does. You're saying he doesn't have to. It's what you call a lack of necessity. Lack of necessity. You're just saying he doesn't have to. Like it's not necessary. Like it's not a rule. Like you're just saying that it's not a rule that he uses power. Like he could or he couldn't. Like he doesn't have to. But you're saying that it's okay. Now imagine the difference between doesn't have to and must not. You know, and this makes sense. I think what we're seeing here, what you're seeing is unacceptable.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think what we have, I know exactly what's happening. Let's use a new color. You know, I never use brown. You know, brown's so ugly, but let's give brown a chance. Let's look at brown. Brown's cool. You know, why doesn't anyone ever choose brown? I'll choose you, brown. We have a difference between doesn't, don't have
I
to
have.
equals lack of necessity, whereas must not equals prohibition. And I think maybe the chart yesterday confused you. I think I put them together on the chart yesterday, but these are clearly different.
Okay.
Lack of
I am.
necessity. Mm-hmm.
I am confusing because uh, we you said that has to is equal to must, and the negative to has to or have to would be don't have to.
Yes, you're making a wonderful observation. Very good observation. Have to equals must equals
Yeah.
obligation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here they diverge. Se pelearon y ahora no hablan. They went their different ways.
Oh, okay,
They
okay,
had a
okay. I
fight.
understand.
Yes, and if you look at this, hopefully this example will give some clarity. If you say you You don't have to smoke. You don't have to smoke here. Versus you must not. This look good on brown. These colors go good together. Look at the difference in meaning between these. You don't have to smoke here means you don't have to smoke here. You can smoke there. You can smoke in the car. You can smoke anywhere.
Yeah, you have reason.
But must not is like, oh shit, you can't smoke here. Like on an airplane. On an airplane, like
Yeah.
you, it is not a good idea to smoke. It is bad
Yeah.
news. You'll probably have, they'll treat you like you have a bomb on the plane or something. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. And
Literally.
totally, that's a big deal. So, and I think this also is a good reminder that these are called social modals. And so you must not or don't have to. These are called social modals. And you can, like, literalmente, literally in the case of must not smoke here, it's like social rules. And in el caso they must not, like literally it's a rule. But even these other ones, there's social rules. People know the rules. There's things you do and there's things you don't do in certain cultures, right? But in different languages and different cultures, it's different. Like in the United States, you shouldn't walk in a bank and say, "Good morning." But in Barranquilla, you walk into Bancolombia and you're like, "Buenos dias." And I was like, "Buenos dias." So that's why we call these social modals. They really are about relationships.
Yeah, and the sense changes.
Exactly. The meaning changes completely sometimes. But the important thing also to remember is that they're functional. Like, it's not just una palabra, a word that exists in space. Like, words actually have a purpose, a function, like to persuade. You know, watching a documental is very different than una propaganda.
Yeah.
The function is different. Okay, we got to move on.
Okay. She or he uh, must not ignore the wishes of the majority of people.
Good. Yep, you got it. So you're saying, yeah, good.
And she or he should be a good public speaker.
Cool. Yeah, good. Should be. Maybe not too. Okay. I think you're making progress. I have another activity for you. You see, grammar can be fun. Grammar's fun. Grammar's amazing.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, grammar's fun. I'm just gonna write a couple situations here. Okay. And I want you to tell me the difference. What's the difference in the situation here? So I'll show you two little examples and I want you to tell me what is the difference. Okay. Which one of these is stronger?
Stronger.
Mm-hmm.
You should see a doctor.
No.
Mm,
Remember
what
yesterday we had a line of stronger, weaker to stronger, and had
what
better.
mean have what mean had better?
It's a warning.
Mm,
And it's just a little bit stronger than advice, which is should.
mm.
I'll say advice. Advice or opinion.
But how should I read had better? Had better.
Had better. And it's interesting that you say speaking, because coincidentally, I, forgot to tell you that we do this. Así se dice. You'd better. You'd better. He'd better. She'd better. Even in speaking, it'd be like Kevin had better. Kevin had better. Kevin had better go to a doctor. And this is in speaking. Okay, se corta mucho in speaking. Yes. Oh. You better believe it. It happens fast. And even though you can't hear it, because it's so small you can't hear it, but they're telling you a warning. And so this all happens very fast. Okay, so you had better is different. And maybe in the first situation, you should see a doctor. Maybe this is for like, I don't know, I got a cut on my, look, it's just like a little rash. It's been bothering me. And it's like, it's itchy. And it's been happening for 3 days. Maybe I can say, hey man, bro, you should see a doctor. But then I go home and I don't see him for 2 weeks. I go back in 2 weeks. He still has it. It's better. And now it's like infected and it's like guacala. I'm like, dude, you had better go see a doctor. Like that's like you're going to have a big problem. It's a warning. There's a negative consequence.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a shoe, but with warning.
Yes, with consequences. Yeah, with consequences. Like
It's
if
like to do. It's necessary to do right now. Yeah.
well, maybe not necessarily right now, but I mean sometimes yes. I mean if like you had better see a doctor in this case, yes, right now because it's an infection. But
Yeah.
you could say like this big secret that you're keeping from your best friend or spouse, like eventually you had better tell them. You maybe don't have to tell them today, but you had better like soon in the next like couple of weeks you should probably tell them the secret. So there's maybe not right now, but definitely consequent. Like you had better do it. Like, yeah. Okay, next example. It's a little stronger. Sorry, my leg fell asleep.
What are you doing?
I'm on the floor. I'm sitting in el piso. And so
why?
I fell asleep on my leg because I hate chairs. I hate chairs. Look here.
And where you put your toys?
Let me see. We'll go behind the scenes. Here's the real me. Yeah, so I'm just sitting on the floor chilling next to the presents because I can stretch out my legs. Look at my legs here. Like on the floor. Look at my books teaching with my feet.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
relaxing because
Yeah,
look,
you're
it's like so much time at the studio.
yeah.
I think sitting on a chair is bad for your back. Like it's bad for your body. Too much sitting. Do you know in India they don't sit on chairs?
No,
Uh-huh. They sit on the
I
floor.
don't.
They sit on the floor. In Afghanistan, in Arabia, también. They don't have sillas.
Um,
And
general culture.
yeah, and they don't have hip replacement surgery. In North America, there's a lot of surgeries for hips. When you get old, you have to replace your hip, your cadera.
Yeah.
But in India, it's not as common because they have healthy hips because they squat down on the ground.
Mm.
Fun fact.
I didn't know about that.
Okay, can you tell me a situation that could be a good example of these? Like, what's the situation behind these?
You don't have to go to work today.
Yeah, what could be a situation?
You don't have to go to work today.
How could you use that in a situation? Like,
What?
can you think of a situation, an example, like a situation where
Mm,
so like, oh hey, lady Joanna, you don't have to go to work today. Why?
maybe I am sick. Maybe I have problems with my transport, and maybe I could work at home.
Could be. It that sounds almost like otro modal, which would be like, I can't go to work today because I have problems with transportation.
Yeah.
What about you don't have to go to work today? This one's maybe
Mm,
slightly different. Oh, don't worry,
mm,
you don't have to. You don't have to go to work today.
mm. Maybe my boss say me, you don't have to go to work today.
Ojalá. Yeah, maybe they'll say you don't have to go to work today. You can work from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're painting. Yeah, they're painting the office today. You don't have to come to work. What about a situation for B? You must not go to work today.
For example, the day of the paro nacional,
Hmm.
we must not go to work that day.
Why?
Uh, because the city had many public problems, and
Hmm.
and it complicated for our security.
There you go. Good. Because I was thinking it sounds like don't have to, but if it involves your safety, for your safety, then definitely must not. Like, hey, there's serious consequences. It could be dangerous for your safety.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, we're gonna play a little game. We just have 4 minutes, which is a game that I call rapid fire. So I'm gonna say something, and you have to respond fast. Okay?
Okay.
What are some things that you have to do after class?
Um, I have to review the lessons and practice the lesson.
Do you have to? I mean, you should. You should. What is something that you should do every day?
I should to take a shower. I should to
Should take.
what?
Mm-hmm.
I
Should take.
What do you mean? I don't understand the sense of.
Can you see this here? See this? I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, you're saying should to take. I should to take a shower.
Okay.
Should take a shower.
Should take a shower.
What is something that you have to do every day? Like you have to, but you don't like it.
I have to wake up every morning early to go to work.
You're kind of saying, do you like to get up early and go to work?
No, I don't like.
Exactly. So you have to. Socially, have to insinua like I don't want to. So be careful if you say like, hey, what are you doing tonight? I have to go to dinner with my girlfriend. You're saying like it's an obligation and you're doing it because of the obligation and you don't want to.
Yeah.
But if you say, I had better go out with my girlfriend, meaning I haven't gone to dinner with my girlfriend in a very long time and she's going to be brava if we don't. Yeah. So there's a difference in meaning. Those mean separate things.
Yeah. The sense is different.
The whole meaning is completely different. So yeah, I think we have, this is modals part 1. Chapter 9 in your textbook. Modals part 1. But these are real. And and the cool thing about it is that it reveals the attitude of the speaker. It is about attitudes. If you say like, I have to go to work every day, like I have to do this, I have to do that. Anyway, they have meanings. What did you learn today?
I learned today about social models practice, and I learned if I use different models, the meaning changes. Um,
Okay, keep going. That's a good start. Could you be more specific?
okay. Mm, I learned about the difference between should and had better. The should is an opinion, and had better is warning. And I
What?
learned
Which is stronger?
most
Hmm.
is stronger. And I learned that some the usually verbs that use must or has to.
Okay. Okay, well, a quick review of today. Social modals is social modals part 1. Part 2 of modals, this is just part 1. All of these words, should, could, all of these words have another use. A probability. But social modals we use to talk about how we feel, we express our opinions, our advice, our suggestions, things we like, things we don't like, right? That's why we call them social modals. Be careful with should to have or must to have or could to have. You don't use it to. Have to, yes,
Okay.
but you don't have this. Great ideas here. I think you get it. These two have a different meaning. Have to, this is a, doesn't have to and must not, remember, different meanings. And how just changing one word can completely change the situation. Do you
Yeah.
see? Just changing one word can completely change. So these are important, obviously, for you to communicate.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for a very nice class. I hope
Thank you.
you enjoyed it.
Thank you for you.
Grammar.
I have a question. Are you recording the class?
Today, yes, I hit record because Estela's not here. I don't know what to do with the recordings because then the recording is on my computer and it's like I have this hour-long recording of like mucho gigas. And it's like,
Mm.
no sé qué hacer con el video. Do you like,
Mm.
you know, I shouldn't just publicly post it to YouTube because it's like, you know, private.
Mm. I
Um,
will. I would like to have the video.
what if I publish it to YouTube and I share with you the link?
What?
We gotta practice our modals. Suggestions. How about I upload it to YouTube and share with you the link?
Okay.
I mean, that's an option.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't know where to put the file because it's big file. I mean, it's like a lot of gigabytes. So, but if you want, I can try to make it a habit of recording the classes and then uploading them to YouTube if you want.
Yes. That's a good idea.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll do that as soon as I get done with class. It'll take some time to process. When it uploads, it takes a little time, but
Okay.
later today, it'll be finished.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll do that right now.
Bye bye.
See
Thank
you
you.
later. You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
See you then.
Okay, bye-bye.